Mushy, good morning. You're first. You're first in the door. Good morning, Mushmouth.
What's Mushmouth doing first?
Huh?
What's Mushmouth doing first?
Like, what is he doing first?
Did he leave something?
Yeah. Yeah. He's up practicing cornhole. Yard sale. Hubcap. Good morning, Mushy. J Money. J Money. Sounds like a rapper. J Money. Good morning. Derek Anderson. Sounds like a knight in shining armor. Sir D. Paranoid Goats. Good morning. We really are not paranoid about goats over here because goats are the greatest of all time. CCS. Okay, paranoid. Okay. So B, CCS is paranoid goats. New tag here for Chris. Just don't, nerds, just don't play with the goats. Gonads. Okay? I love goats. At our pet store, we had a miniature goat, tiny little fella. He was kind of like the shop mascot for a while until somebody made us an offer we couldn't refuse. Okay. Oh, Justin, sorry to hear about that. Good morning, everybody.
You know what they call mini goats?
What's a mini goat?
A got.
Mini goat? I'm a got.
It's a joke because you take the A out, it's shorter, right? You just shorten the name up a little bit. So
you just take all the greatest of time.
Right, instead of all.
Forget the all.
Exactly.
How about if it was Goa, Geo, a greatest of all, and then you forget the time?
Ooh, I like that.
You could do that.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, Goa. Good morning. I'm seeing Laura Devine through my Hobo Kelly glasses. 49 people here, and it's 9:03. That's got to be a mistake because there's only 12 people that push the like button. So that means there's like 13 people here. Okay. Goa's already taken, Corey. Who took it? Who took it? Give it back. Give it back. Nobody said you could have it. Good morning. Davies. There can't be 60 people here with 20 likes. It's like mathematically impossible. Orlando Greater Orlando Aviation Association. Oh, okay. So they're flying around thinking they're goats. Goas. Okay. Well, go ahead.
Sure.
So if that's what you want. Flying around. Kimberly, the Golden Bolden. Kimberly, I think the 60 is a mistake. I think there's something wrong. I think it's going to be closer to 49. Okay? No, I'm not a statistician. I'm like terrible with numbers. Kimberly, the Golden Bolden. What do you guys think these are? What's that? Lucy from Scotland. Would somebody give Lucy a chocolate donut from Pops? Lucy is here from Scotland. Hello, lad. No, that's different. Sorry. Scottish. I'm a Scottish. Billy D. This is...
Have we got someone from Scotland?
From Scotland?
Yeah.
We better not try it because they're like, don't do our accents at us. Okay?
And this is?
What are you doing?
That's from your friend?
That's from Kim.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Kim sent those to us, you guys. Some tumblers. A whole set of them. 16 to be exact. Kim, what a beautiful gift. Thank you. It's a housewarming gift. Do a toast, okay? I will. I'll toast you. These are the best kind of cups to drink out of. I love drinking out of a toast. I'm good here. I love drinking out of those. And they're the size where they hold a lot. Good morning, Lucy. We say good morning to you all the time. Oh, that's okay, Mr. 420. You're all good. Your channel has been reported for multiple violations. Your ability to and go live will end in 90 seconds. Okay, well, we're going to find out if that's true or not. Okay, we're going to find out. Derek Anderson says it's some trolly thing. We'll know in about 60 more seconds. I love these cups, by the way. I love them. So thank you. Thank you to Kimberly the Golden Bolden. She's also our International Kindness Ambassador. Short film. Shorty, what's up? Good morning. Mr. Phillips, don't scare us like that. You know us, that we're in the gray area an awful lot. Jesus Jesus Van Morgan. That's Jesus Van Morgan. Jeff, we don't necessarily just jump right on that, okay? As you can see, they can time you out. Am I right? Okay. Short film wants to know Pops' favorite football player of all time? Walter Payton. Of all time. Currently, Goff, the Lions quarterback. I love me some Goff, the Lions quarterback. And I also like Matt Stafford, the Rams quarterback. The Rams and the Lions are my teams. And you might be talking about like soccer football. I don't know that one. Yeah, no, not John Elway. John Elway was great. And you guys know my story about that. But I'm current. Jesus, I don't have a favorite soccer player. I don't. I like soccer, especially World Cup. But we're going to get, Refrigerator Perry was fun to watch. Football, right, Kim? Why are there cups talking to us? Because those cups were sent to us by Kimberly the Golden Bolden. Okay. Would you prefer? Yeah, it's a popular joint this morning. If you have a bunch of new people, it's great. It's beautiful. Must be the YouTube's algorithms bringing them on. Wait for this. We're growing here. We're growing ghosts at the. Kim, I just love the cups. Thank you for being so thoughtful. Bottom of my heart. You are a great gal, and I'm thanking Mike too, Michael. Thank you both. Incredibly sweet, incredibly thoughtful. And now every time I drink out of these cups, you know who I'm going to be thinking about, right? We got them in blue too, Nerdy. They're like I have 8 reds and 8 blues. Okay. Thank you, Kimberly. You're loved back. So at the grow house, we're growing ghosts. And as you know, I've been bragging lately that we're also running, I think it's up almost 12 tubs of Enigma. Give me 5 people that want to see a close-up of an Enigma. I mean, this stuff is growing so fast and so tall. And it's just starting to get leafy, corally at the end. Give me 5 people that want to see a close-up. Took a good picture, a couple of good pictures last night. Ready? Let's see some of that business. Look at that. Look at that. Can you talk about that? Look at that. Don't forget that that liner is about 2.5 inches above the cake surface, the substrate surface. So we're looking at about that thick. We're looking at about that thick full shroomage coverage, right? Looking full shroomage coverage. Chum buck to raw chum. What's that, Joseph? I'm not sure what that is. Let me show you guys another one. Hold on. Here's another picture. Now don't think that this is trike, because it's not. If you've grown Enigma, you find out that right towards the very end, the end of its ripening stages, it fringes a little green on the top. It's not trike, it's not a contam. It just does that. It fringes just a slight, that's why I always call it lettuce. Other people call it coral. But what do you think? That's looking pretty sweet. And look how far up the tub this one is. So, yeah, Nerdy knows it does that. Okay? It starts doing that. What an enigma. It's growing it is quite an enigma. Corey says go for it. I think we're gonna give it about 3 or 4 more days, Corey. And then we're gonna get into one of the tubs and see what it looks like. We're gonna have to get a bread knife and cut it off right at the substrate and end up with this big flat fella. So pretty neat. Pretty neat. Good morning, everybody. The cup is going to stop talking to you. Corey, we're on day 22 there. And it's not just fruiting. That's from the minute we made the cake. So colonization and fruiting. And the truth is, relative to especially this particular strain, but some of the others, I don't want to tell you guys this secret. I don't want to tell it because it could mess up your grow if you jump straight to it and you're not ready. Okay, but okay, I'll tell the secret anyways. Probably for the last year. See, and if you read my book, I talk about a very specific colonization phase, and we treat the cake a certain way for the first 10 days. And then we move it to fruiting conditions, and that's to get it to really start to pin into fruit. And that's on day 11. And that's been my pattern, and it's worked so well that I wrote a book on it, right? Just a little manual, grow manual. And that is the process. It worked for me for years, and I don't think that it isn't the best when you're first starting out, do it that way. But when you get your stuff dialed in, and you got your substrate happening, and your environment's good, clean, and you got good FAE and everything else, right? What you do, what we're doing here at the Detroit Mush Lab, we go straight, we put it in, we mix our cake, and we go straight to fruiting conditions right away. We go to that temperature, about 74. We get humidity up in the low 90s. And then we have our FAE. It's a constant FAE. And then the key is we start the light cycle right then and there. 12 on, 12 off. 12 hours on light cycle, 12 off. So from day one, we're already in fruiting. And yes, it speeds up the process. And yes, it can also create a lot of contam if your conditions aren't just right. Okay? So, but try it. We've also changed our tub. We used to give a lot of headroom in the tub, and I felt that that gave a lot of room for the FAE, for the carbon monoxide to dissipate. I've gone to shorter tubs now, and we're running shrooms that don't grow out of the tub. They don't get super long and tall. They stay short and squatty and dense, very dense. So that's where we're at, and that's what we're doing. And the Enigma, we put it straight into fruiting conditions. 21 days later, the last time I ran Enigma, maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I did it the old-fashioned way, and it took almost 45 days for it to look like it looks like right now. And I'm on day 22. So, we've been learning. We've been dialing it in and getting better at what we do. Good morning. I'm sure glad to see some new people here this morning. Somehow the Corey D, the algorithms introduced, hey, there's a guy, hey, watch this. Okay. Carnivorous, I probably should, but if I did, it wouldn't be just a manual. I might go more of a book. I might go to more of a book, but it has been on my mind for a little while to update the knowledge. Knowledge is just selfish facts in your own basement, but it becomes knowledge when you share it. Give me 5 people that understand that concept. If I'm just in my basement doing it all by myself and then it's just a selfish fact. But if I share it, that becomes knowledge. And it's as you're doing it, you start finding yourself going, God, I can't wait to show somebody how this works. And yet you got to be super careful because of the environment, the legal environment, still touch and go. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad to see us here. There's new people. New people should know we do a game here. I spin a bunch of balls 1 through 50. One goes into the chute, and I'm asking everybody to guess what number's in the chute. They're allowed to guess up to 3 numbers between 1 and 50 at one time. Go ahead and start guessing. Go, go, go. Give me 3 numbers between 1 and 50. The first person to get it correct is going to get a pack of supplemental supplements. Hot Wang, that includes you. Give me 2 more numbers, Hot Wang. You're allowed up to 3 on a line at one time. Okay, boy, are we glad everybody's here this morning. Paul Montrose, I'm glad. I'm a Hot Wang. Give me some more. I want more numbers. Nurs is killing the game. Nurs, you got it, girl. 49. Nurs is the first 49 on my screen. New people, there is lag time, so sometimes your screen doesn't match mine. We've done experiments and we know the lag is real, right, Woz? Paul Montrose, you came this close. But it's going to be Nurs. Nurs, send me your address at the Detroit Mush Lab at gmail.com. It's all one word. The Detroit Mush Lab at gmail.com. And we'll send you a pack of supplemental supplements. Paul's going, what is that? What is a pack of supplemental supplements? We like doing mushrooms as supplements. Yeah. So usually I send out about 7 grams is usually in your supplemental pack. So, Nurs, You're going to get that sent to you if you can. I can get your address, okay? Hang in there, new people. We're going to do this because there's new people. We're going to do this one more time in today's show. We're going to try to give away another pack of. Go ahead and tell me what we're giving away. What are we giving away? What are we giving away? There's no more extract. No more extract for now. Supplemental supplements. That's exactly what we're giving away. You guys are hilarious. Okay. Captain Obvious, did you send me your address yesterday? If you did, I didn't see it. And you probably did, and I didn't see it. So supplement me your address so I can get your package out to you. Okay? And now I'll get one from NERS, and then we're going to get another pack sent to somebody else today. Okay? Pops, tuck in one of your wings there. Okay? No, we don't do gummy drops. And extract we're careful about right now. There's reasons, and it has to do with some of the chemicals that you use to do the extract. I'm gonna stick with fruit, and then if you're looking for chocolates, liquid culture, and growing supplies, reach out to the mountainmushlab.com. mountainmushlab.com, and he'll hook you up. Okay? Outstanding products coming from over there. Musan, I'm not a gramp. I'm not. I don't have grandkids. Unless you want to be one of my grandkids, are you signing up? Because from my grandkids, I expect gifts. Okay? I have expectations if I'm a gramps. All right? So if you want to be my grandkid, it's easy. Send me a gift. It has to be worth at least $50. And then, depending on the gift, I'll decide whether I want to adopt you or not. Okay? Depending. All right? So. And that's how you handle it when people call you Gramps. All right? Especially when you're not a Gramp. I'm not. I kind of wish I was. I'd love a little... Brock, can I have a little baby daughter? Like, can you get a baby daughter somewhere, please?
No.
Get a baby daughter.
No.
Oh, man. Why did you get picked on? Why did you call me Gramps? Musan? Why would you call some man you don't know Gramps? Okay? And then you think you're getting picked on? We don't take it personal. We don't. As a matter of fact, if anything, you meant old guy. Oh, that's better. That's better. Yeah, a little ageism in there. That's better. Okay. Don't worry about it. Nobody takes any of this. We teach each other here to not take things personal. Okay. Tony, it's worse for sure. I didn't mean Gramps. I meant geezer. Okay. Let it go. Let it go, little buddy. Okay. Oh, that's one of my favorite sayings. Somebody's getting all wound up tight, panties in a wad. You walk up to them and just say, hey, just let it go, little buddy. Oh, God, you want to see more steam coming out of their ears? You want to see more steam? Just tell somebody that's in the middle of a rant. But you have to add little buddy. Okay, let it go, everybody can say. But then Niff, sneak in, little buddy. Okay. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I used to do that all the time. People would get kind of upset. Okay, that's a good way to tell somebody. Nippy, try it. Try it. It will not settle the person down. It won't. Okay. I've never seen it actually settle the person down. They take them to another level. I'm not a little buddy. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, Queenie. Queenie's about to get called little buddy one of these days this week. Nippy's gonna say, let it go, little buddy. Okay. Oh, for sure, Nip. You want to push a button? Push a little button. Push a little buddy. Okay. Did you guys do your homework last night? Who did their homework? Good morning, Vincenzo. Good morning, Vincenzo. Did you guys? Aw, say aw in front of it, right, Greenie? Yes, that's even better. I haven't added the aw. That's perfect. Aw. Let it go, little buddy. Okay. Datas, what's this channel about? It's about kindness. If you let it go, little buddy. Okay. Oh, okay. Did you do your homework last night? Who did their homework? Who did their homework? You guys forgot what the homework even was. Okay. Godzilla's remembering a little bit. What's a metaphor? What's a metaphor? Commonly used metaphor for psychedelic assisted therapy, otherwise known as PAT. Give me an example. Spiritual journey, would that be one? A deeply personal journey, carnivorous. Okay. Musen, what's a metaphor? I thought you were on spring break. Ask Teach when you get back. Metaphor is when you're saying something is like something. You're using, that's actually an analogy, but you're using a phrase of speech to represent something else. A commonly accepted phrase of speech. Okay? Metaphors. I'm going to teach us a new metaphor. This one's very exciting. A new metaphor for psychedelic assisted therapy. Give me 5 people that want me to read this article to you. That's good. It's creating a mind picture. Give me 5 people. Rewiring the brain is a good metaphor. Glimpsing God. Inner healing. Sanam, you did your homework. Sanam, you did your homework. Muzan, are you over 18? Help me understand. Are you over 18? Let me know. Is Muzan over 18? Okay. All right. Metaphors applied in psychedelic assisted therapy influence expectations and outcomes. Just the term that you're going to use relative to psychedelic therapy actually impacts your expectations and your outcomes. They might help minimize therapist burnout as well. Nevertheless, relatively few publications address their conscious application, especially within a cognitive behavioral framework. Nobody talks about this. We just use terms and we move on. Why do we use them? What do they mean? Joe D's, resetting the soul, good metaphor. Okay. Metaphors in psychedelic assisted therapy related to journeys, rewiring the brain, and medicines are prevalent. But these approaches may not appeal to all clients, and they might not provide an ideal focus for interventions devoted to learning and cognition, such as those used in cognitive behavioral therapies. This paper introduces, watch this, are you ready? Here's the phrase. We're going to introduce the phrase batting practice. Batting practice. What the heck are you talking about, Pops? It's from the sport of baseball, and we're going to use this as an alternative metaphor. Batting practice emphasizes autonomy, agency, and responsibility, as well as the incremental and skill-building nature of psychedelic-assisted therapies within a cognitive behavioral perspective. Depicting the therapist as a coach also has advantages. Reimagining the therapist-client interaction and time in the batting cage, emphasizing active engagement, ongoing effort, gradual improvements, and periods of progress and stagnation. The batting practice metaphor also emphasizes persistence, patience, mindfulness, and teamwork, paralleling the process of ongoing integration that's present in psychedelic-assisted therapy. Application of this metaphor can highlight a focus on the progress, the practice, rather than outcomes, as well as learning opportunities that improve skills across a season or a lifetime. It also highlights potential shortcomings of this metaphor to encourage flexibility and enhance awareness. Metaphors already play a vital role in empirically supported treatments. For example, in acceptance and commitment therapy, which shows promise in psilocybin-assisted treatment for depression, metaphors help clients grasp abstract concepts like cognitive diffusion, acceptance, and values-driven behavior. ACT metaphors make complicated ideas more actionable and related. For example, there's a popular one called passengers on the bus. That's usually a group therapy session where we're all passengers on the bus. Some popular metaphors. Psychedelic substances generate change in the subjective state that prove difficult to describe in concrete language, making metaphorical language essential. For example, the Mystical Experiences Questionnaire, that's called an MEQ, and it's used by therapists in some of these studies that we read and talk about here. The therapist will give the client an MEQ after their experience, and it quantifies and qualifies some of the things that person experienced. It's one of the most popular measures of acute reactions to psychedelics, the MEQ test. A new metaphor in psychedelic-assisted therapies, we're going to say, let's try using batting practice. Here we propose a new metaphor, particularly with cognitive behavioral therapy approaches, batting practices. We propose this metaphor not only as a potential substitute, but to encourage careful, individualized consideration in each clinical setting. The potential for this metaphor might be particularly apt given the focus on developing skills and knowledge. Potential clients with apprehensions about psychedelic-assisted therapy might respond to this metaphor better than taking a trip, rewiring the brain. Some of those metaphors don't work for some people. The advantage of using batting practice metaphor, unlike passive metaphors such as rewiring the brain, This approach frames the client. Listen, this is my favorite part. This is where we were going with the whole story. This approach frames the client as an active learner rather than a recipient of change. You're not just passively sitting around receiving change. You're an active participant in the process. When you're in a batting cage, you're not just sitting there watching the pitches fly by. You're an active participant in the practice. As the ball flies by, you're figuring out what's the best move, what's the best stroke, what speed for your bat, what angle, what launch angles. And it's practice. We're talking about professionals that do this for a living. These guys, they hit 300 already. Why do they practice all the time? Why does Shohei Ohtani, probably the greatest baseball player alive, why does he go to batting practice almost every day before a game? He's not sitting around passively waiting for somebody to teach him how to hit a ball. He's practicing. Clients engage, they make choices, and they practice strategies, which reinforces a sense of autonomy. We note that batting practice frames the sessions as part of a development rather than an individual event or a peak experience. How much do you love that? When we're experiencing these therapeutic events, situations, they're events on our whole path. They're not the end result. That's neat, Mr. 420. Progress in psychedelic-assisted therapy is often gradual, and it's cumulative. It's akin to refining a skill over time. The metaphor shifts expectations from a single event to understanding our need to practice. What's the conclusion? Metaphors employed in psychedelic-assisted therapy likely contribute to our understanding of the process as well as the treatment outcomes. Popular ones, including comparing the process to a journey or rewiring the brain, have likely persisted for a good reason. But alternatives might add to client options and perspectives. We propose a new metaphor that might be especially used for cognitive behavioral applications, batting practice. Although no metaphor will ever be universally helpful for everyone, try batting practice. How good is that article? How good is that article? I love that. Batting practice. Healing's good. There's a whole bunch of amazing. What we want to do is get the person, the client, the patient, that person, get them their best possible approach. I know a lot of guys love to talk sports. So when you get a sportsy metaphor-y in there, it works. It works. Full disclosure. Let's do full disclosure. No psychedelics were ingested before this gentleman wrote this. But stick with us because it's all pretty awesome. Lately, there has been a lot of talk about non-hallucinogenic psychedelics, sometimes called psychoplastogens and neuroplastogens. Drug developers would love to bottle up the benefits of the psychedelics without all the inconvenient parts. The 8-hour sessions, the visionary journeys, the risk of realizing you hate your corporate job, etc. And hey, maybe it's possible, we'll see. But in the meantime, a new randomized controlled trial suggested stripping away the experience is missing the point. Just giving them a magic pill and you're missing the psychedelic part of the experience, maybe missing the point. The study found that teaching people to cultivate awe, that spine-tingling emotion of vastness and wonder, is what actually significantly improves depression and well-being. Awe. Experiencing awe. Experiencing wonder. Here's what happened when 68 participants learned a 3-step awe practice. Number 1, 17% decrease in depression symptoms. This is just practicing awe. You haven't ingested anything. 12% reduction in stress levels. 16% improvement in overall mental well-being. The intervention was ridiculously simple. Here's the 3 steps. Who wants to practice awe? I did this after I read the article a couple of days ago. I was like, I'm going to practice awe. Give me a couple of people that want to hear what are the ridiculously simple steps in practicing awe. Oh, hell yeah. Here they are. Number 1, pay attention. Pay attention. Open your eyes and look around. Pay attention. Number 2, slow down. Do you know how fast our brains go? Even when we're not talking or doing anything, our brains are going a million. There's no room in there to see wonder and awe when you're going 100 miles an hour. And my brain naturally does that. I was smoking weed just to bring my speed down. I'm going to lock myself on the couch. Because my brain goes too fast. Slow down, pay attention, slow down, and now expand a moment of awe for less than 30 seconds and do this 3 times a day. Take a break. Take a break. Turn it off. Pay attention. Slow down. I was showing you some pictures yesterday from the Nature magazine. They fill me with awe. So that's what I would do is I was looking at a couple of the pictures in there that particularly just blew my mind. And for 30 seconds, I would just watch one of those pictures. And then I slowed down, I paid attention, I experienced awe, and I'm not spending all day at it. 3 times a day. Watch if it helps. The studies say it does. This research adds fuels to the argument that subjective experiences, not just receptor building or neuroplasticity, not just ingesting something, but to have a good subjective experience are actually what's behind psychedelics' therapeutic benefits. After all, awe is one of the core features of any mystical experience. And this study shows awe alone can drive mental health outcomes. Of course, you don't need to take a heroic dose of mushrooms to access a transient state. You could simply pause and notice the sunset. I'm going to practice some awe this Saturday. We're all lined up to go fishing. We're going to we got Brock on the boat. We got Brock on the boat. Yeah. Kid's got a fishing license and everything. The man has a fishing license and everything. Put him on a boat. I'm going to absolutely spend some time out there. 30 seconds at a pop. Just experience the awe of being there. And I don't have to wait to go fishing on Saturday to get to that point. I was at that point yesterday looking at a picture of a glacier in Antarctica. Right, Four Leaf? They're still kids to us. Give me 5 people that like that idea. Give me 5 people that are going to practice awe today. Just practice it. How much better do we get at things when we practice? Let's practice it. Mark, you say you experience it every day. When I'm not mentally healthy, I'm not experiencing awe. Not even once a day. I mean, I forgot what awe even felt like. I'm in blah. You want to get rid of blah? Grab some awe. Oh, I just made that one up. I just made it up. That was a pretty good one. Want to get rid of blah? Practice awe. Here we go. New people, we're going to spin a wheel. Or we're going to spin a lottery thing. I do this and all these things fly around. And numbers go down the chute. And this first one in here is the one you're trying to guess what it is. What do you think that number is? Guess. Numbers between 1 and 50. Go, 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 go. Okay, what number's in there? What's the number at the beginning number in the chute? Mr. 420. Mr. 420. Mr. 420. Exception, you just missed it. Mr. 420 got it. Mr. 420 said it was 43. And by golly, by 43, it was a 43. Mr. 420, send me your address at the Detroit Mush Lab at gmail.com. Okay? Mike D, how did you know they were from the dollar store? How did you know? I don't think these are dollar store, but they cost about $1. I think I got a pack of like 10 of them. They're reading glasses, just magnifiers. I generally have no problem seeing, but to be able to see this screen with all of the people on here. Wait, the post office is closed today? Oh, because of Juneteenth? Juneteenth. Is it closed today? Is it? I had some stuff I was going to mail. Oh, folks, we call them cheaters. Is today? The, Mr. 420, go ahead. Mr. 420 wants to give his package away to somebody that hasn't won before. Oh, okay, well, your packages won't go out today then. They'll go out tomorrow. All right? I'll send it out tomorrow. Captain Obvious from yesterday, and we had Nurs this morning, and now we have Mr. 420. And Mr. 420, if you'd like to do something else with it, you let me know. We sure do like practicing kindness here, though, don't we? Okay, you want me to pick. Okay, if you've never won before, raise your hand right now. If you've never won before, raise your hand right now. And I'm just gonna grab somebody off of that list. If you've never won before, because I'm gonna recognize some names here. Mr. 420 wants to give something away. Okay, raise your hand. As a matter of fact, let's just go Mike D. It's Mike D. Mike D just won it because he raised his hand 47 times. Okay? He raised his hand 47 times in a second and a half. Mike D Mike, you have to be over 18 and you have to live in the United States. If you're over 18 and you live in the United States, send your address to me at the Detroit Mush Lab. It's all one word. The Detroit Mush Lab at gmail.com. And Mike, you can thank Mr. 420 as I thank you. Okay? And you can never say you didn't win again. That officially counts as a win. Okay? Didn't we say yesterday that the brokenhearted are the bravest among us? They actually have the most courage. They have the most courage, the brokenhearted, because they are brave enough to love again. Very few people stay brokenhearted and they'll never love again. Listen to this. How about your dogs? I'll just use a dog as an example, a pet. When your pets die, my pets die, I am truly brokenhearted. I mean, just smashed. Crying. There'll never be another one. It's an incredibly tough emotional minute or moment or week or time. But you know what I always do when one of my pets pass away? I'm immediately looking for another one. I don't let some big grief period go by. I can't. I need to fill that space. I don't want to stay brokenhearted. I rebuild. I bring back into my life the same thing that just broke my heart. I go get another one like fast. Cats, same thing. I don't want to experience brokenheartedness for long. And you know what the irony of this is? That pet's going to pass away too. I've literally invited more brokenheartedness into my life at some point in the future. That sounds crazy, but it's really not. It sounds nutty, but it's really not. Listen to this person's experience. Fast forward to 2 years ago when my first dog, Daisy, who was a rescue Bichon, got untreatable cancer after 10 healthy and wonderful years with us. The drive home from the vet's office without her was unbearable. I've been in that car. That night, all four of us were sobbing in a big heap on the couch. I looked at my kids, who were inconsolable, and said, "We loved Daisy so much. This is a heartbreak." Then I looked over at Lucy, our second Bichon. Lucy was also missing Daisy. And I thought, God, this hurts. And it's totally worth it. The brokenhearted among us are the bravest. They dare to love again. Goosebumps. Full-on goosebumps. This makes me think of the mortality of our little guys. And I'm just using pets. We have other things in our life that are the same. Don't stay in the brokenheartedness. Be brave. The brokenheartedness will lead to separation if you dwell there. The loneliness, the pain. And then if you're like most of us normal human beings, you'll start taking things to adjust to the pain. You'll never make it go away by taking something. You'll make it worse. You're just hiding it for a while until you find it. When you find it, it's grown bigger. Anybody ever experienced that? That's why when they talk about addictions, your addictions never leave. They're inside growing. If you start again, how fast does it take to get to where you were and beyond? How fast? Like a rocket ship. Because the old thing was still in there. Still growing. You're just catching back on the train. Now it's going 90 miles an hour. Now it's going 120. Because we're trying to replace that with the wrong thing. Imagine if you replaced your broken heart or practiced healing your broken heart if you just spread kindness. You understand that that's one of the best ways to heal from addictions? One of the reasons 12-step programs do seem to work well. I'm not proselytizing anybody or anything, but they work well. You know why? Because you're in a group of people that are giving each other kindness. When I'm at the coffee shop with you, I'm not judging you because of how far down you were. I love you because you're there and you're helping me and I'm helping you. So we're replacing that inner dragon that's growing with acts of goodness and kindness. Every time you empty the cigarette tray, especially if you didn't smoke any of them. Well, I can't stand ashtrays, but I don't have a problem cleaning them. I don't have a problem cleaning them. Let's talk about trust a little bit. We're going to talk more about trust tomorrow. Are you guys picking up what I'm laying down out there? Right, Herbie? Are you guys picking up what I'm laying down? Good job. Oh yeah, old bong water. I'm not a fan of old bong water either. I'm not sure I've cleaned anybody's bong for them. No. I'll be honest with you, back in the day, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, Brock cleaned my bong one time. I came in. I'm like, this bong, look what? How come I can see all the way through it again? The little bong fairy had cleaned it for me. Trust. In the thin book of trust, Charles Feltman defines trust. Listen, this will be our working definition for trust for today and tomorrow. Okay? Our working definition. Go have a great day, Red Boy. He defines trust as choosing to risk making something you value vulnerable to another person's actions. We'll explore that. Choosing to take a risk, making something you value vulnerable to someone else. I'm trusting you with this. I value this, and it makes me vulnerable when I tell it to you, or I give it to you, or you experience it. That's pretty good. Seems like vulnerability's come up quite a bit around here lately. Kindness is vulnerability too. Because a lot of people look at it and go, yep, that's the guy that'll always finish last. And I might argue, the last will be first. And those people that think they're first, fill in the blank. It's not my job to judge. But I've seen a lot of evidence. He defines distrust as a general assessment that what is important to me is not safe with that person in that situation. It's not safe. I distrust it. These definitions perfectly capture what emerged from our data on trust and mistrust. Trust is more of a cognitive assessment than an emotion. It's something that we cognitively think and make an assessment, can I trust? More than it's an emotion. But as we all know, conversations about trust can bring up emotions, especially hurt and defensiveness. It's difficult to talk about trust in our personal or professional lives because it's such a big concept. If someone says, I don't trust you, it feels like a general assault on our character. You know why? Tell me why. When someone says, I don't trust you, and you feel this assault on your character, why? HB's got it. Because you took it personal. Because you took it personal. Someone else had a cognitive assessment, and you took it personal. That's why I love our 4 agreements. If you're really practicing the 4 agreements, you can find so many places where we trip and we almost fall because we're doing these things that we shouldn't be doing. Don't take it personal. If somebody doesn't trust you, there's something in their situation that gave them that cognitive assessment. We spent the last 10 years trying to figure out what exactly constitutes trust. What are the specific behaviors when we're talking about trust? There's basically 7 elements. 7 elements of trust emerged from our data. And we use the acronym for these 7, BRAVING. BRAVING. Mr. 420, you might say that, and in some cases you're probably correct. But a baby you don't have to earn a baby's trust. You don't have to earn a baby's trust. Babies just trust you automatically. You don't have to do some special thing. Babies just trust. They trust they're going to get fed and they're going to get changed. They trust you're going to treat them okay. You can lose trust, but I wonder if you can really earn it. Just be yourself, and if someone trusts you, they do. And if they don't, they don't. Always go back to remember what we were like before we were programmed with all of this stuff. See, the babies are vulnerable. We're one of the most vulnerable in all of the species that live, mammalian especially. Our babies are some of the most vulnerable. A lot of babies come out of some of these men, they're ready to go within a couple of months. They're climbing, they're ready to fly, they're ready to go grab a, fish, they're ready to eat dinner, they're ready. Our little guys, they just want to stay in the cocoon and trust that everyone else is going to handle it. I always think back to what was I like when I was a baby. And if I could get back to that state on a constant level, not emotionally, but psychologically, belief systems. Babies don't have a belief system. Babies haven't decided which is the best religion. Babies haven't decided which flag they like the most. Babies don't know what a fence is. Babies just know that you're being really nice to them. Gaga, goo goo. And the nicer you are, usually you're the dada or the mama. We'll talk about braving tomorrow. Boundaries, reliability, accountability, vault, integrity, non-judgment, and guess what it ends with? Guess what it ends with? Generosity. Braving. The G stands for generosity. That's why I'm telling us here. We can have the most simple philosophy, the 4 agreements, and practice kindness. You practice the 4 agreements in the milieu of kindness. Generosity. You extend the most generous interpretations possible to the intentions, words, and actions of others. We've been programmed to think the worst immediately of them. Let's reprogram ourselves to extend the most generous interpretation of their intentions, words, and actions. That feels so much better to me than sitting on a white throne of judgment and say, no wonder this guy's an idiot. I want to look at it and go, I can't imagine how tough it must be to be there. And I want to extend to him the most generous interpretation of why he's there that I can possibly imagine. And that might not even be enough. Picking this up tomorrow, give me 5 people that want to hear more about it. We're talking trust tomorrow. We'll go through the acronym braving, and we'll keep practicing here. Right? Niffy, Sue, and Bill, we'll keep practicing here. I have the 4 agreements I like to talk about. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personal. Have no expectations and do your best. You're not always going to do all 3 of these perfectly. Nobody said be perfect. We just said do your best. Your best today may not be the same as it is tomorrow. But if you're practicing, you'll find out it gets better and better and better and better. And I think some of us here can speak to that. Pops out. Let me scroll my friends. Thank you for being here, everybody. Well, we've had a wonderful, wonderful day. And we've had a lot of new people. I hope we've impacted some of you and some of you come back. You're going to find a really, really beautiful community here of people that are practicing to become better human beings on the planet Earth and to serve one another with kindness and generosity. Speaking of generosity, those cups came from an awfully generous lady. Thank you, Kim. 4-leaf, HB, Catzilla, Rarara, thank you. Joe D's and Sandy, Rodmon and Sanum, Adopted, David Forte, good morning, Dave. Sue Littlemeyer, Mike Buttyball, Mr. 420. If you just suit up and show up, right? Nobody said you have to do anything else. Except Pop says practice. The practice is the suiting up. Mike Buttyball, Mr. 420, Kimberly, Captain Obvious, Greenie. I'm loving me some Greenie. 4-leaf, Billy D, Nipper Mama, Cleany, loving Cleany. Base Broden. Base Broden just shouted you out. Joe D's, Corey D. Rajputana Rifles, good morning. The exception, you are exceptional. HB and Pidgey Page. Kyle Jarrett. And Kimberly. And Sanam and Mike Butterball and Marky Z. And Catzilla and Derek Anderson and Sue Littlemeyer. Nipper Mama and Vaggie. Four Leaf and Joe D's. And Carnivorous and J Money and Herbie and Kimberly B. And Jolie K. Good morning, Jolie. Notorious Skate. Mushmouth Peace. You're an early riser today. Sammy P. and Jared. Sue Littlemeyer. Nipper Mama. Herbie Von Werby. Kabop. Kabop and Kabop. David Forte. Wazzy. Having a reset. You're you're taking batting practice, Waz. Joe D's, Herbie, Jolie, Herbs, David, don't call me Dave, David Forte. Sorry about that. J Money and Sandman and Joe D's. Pops, peace. I want to see you guys here tomorrow. Out.